Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our 4 Days of Night miniseries. So this is episode 5. We're going to conclude 4 Days of Night with this episode, but one little detail that I would like to mention, if I can remember how to get around here. Maybe. How do I do this? There we go. One little thing that I'd like to mention is that we are going to go maybe a little bit long this episode, depending on how much we can accomplish. I want to have a run-in with Demon Fluffy in the dam. So we're going to try that. I want to try and do it without a gun, too, just to make things super interesting. But then on top of that, I also want to end this series at the Long Dark title screen, so to speak. I want to get to the Trapper's Homestead in Mystery Lake, which is on the other side of Mystery Lake from where you enter, from the direction we're going right now. So thank you for the tension music, game. Appreciate that. You always bring this in at just the right moment. So we're going to make our way towards Mystery Lake. We're almost there, as a matter of fact. We've been in the transition zone for the past little bit. Of course, since we're playing 4 Days of Night, it is perpetually dark. This is the Long Dark's special Halloween event in 2016. This walk is always longer than I think it is. Always. Going this direction, anyway. Coming back from Coastal Highway, it's always just like... I very momentarily feel like I'm lost. Every time. There's a deer carcass right there. We've got plenty of, like, ridiculously high-calorie food on us right now on account of this Halloween event, so I'm not worried about getting deer meat as much as I would normally worry. There's some more of that orange lighting. I've discussed in previous episodes, you know, they've forced a permanent night on the Long Dark, but you can tell that some elements of the graphics engine are still trying to give you sunrise or sunset effects, because there are just moments where you can just see red. Sometimes in very concentrated amounts. You can see like a red glow on things. And you're just sitting there going like, that shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be... But it's just because they're making the game stay dark. Alright, so we are almost, believe it or not, we're almost back to Mystery Lake. This is like deja vu, because this is what I spent the last of the Interloper miniseries doing. So I was going back to Mystery Lake for funsies. Okay, time to pay a visit to our good friend in the dam. Deep breath. I'm going to leave my gun outside. We're going to confront Fluffy with a knife. I committed myself to paying a visit to Fluffy before I found the gun, and I found the gun by chance. Alright, so we're almost there. I just have the gun out right now just in case there's any wolves or bears. There's usually not bears out here. I don't think there's a bear that patrols near the Carter Hydro Dam. But, okay, here we go. Drop that. let's put it out in the snow so that when we leave, we don't forget it. Okay. I'm going to do this. This is not something I would normally do. But we're just going to walk into the dark. Okay. So here's our best view into the dam. But it's not a good enough view to be able to tell whether or not Fluffy's down there. Oh God. Okay. The advantage right now is that because Fluffy is a wolf, and I'm assuming Fluffy is affected by the demon wolf syndrome that has affected all of the wolves in this version of the game, there will be red glowy eyes. So we will presumably see her coming. Here comes the creepy music, just in time. No Fluffy so far. Here, Fluffy, Fluffy, Fluffy. Interesting. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. So, I have a confession to make. I have been telling you for the past couple of episodes that I've wanted to see if we can find Demon Fluffy, because that would be interesting. But in the back of my mind, I've had another piece of knowledge that I've been curious about, which is someone told me in a comment that Fluffy does not spawn in Carter Hydro Dam in Interloper mode, because I was worried about Fluffy in the Interloper miniseries. But I think the same person or someone else then commented that Fluffy does not spawn at all. By the way, if you are not familiar with the legend of Fluffy, Fluffy is a large wolf that spawns in this dam and has been part of the lore of the Long Dark since the beginning. And I was told by this commenter, again, maybe one or two commenters, that Fluffy no longer spawns at all. So my confession is that part of me wanted to come here and see if it was true. And unless we have just magically mirrored Fluffy's patrol route this entire time, and we're just on the opposite end of the dam at all points from her, then that commenter was correct. Fluffy does not exist. At least not in this current spawn. Now, this does not mean that Fluffy... I don't have confirmation of this. I mean, obviously Fluffy doesn't exist here right now. But this doesn't mean that that Fluffy doesn't exist, period, because there's always been, from what I recall, and this could have changed from patch to patch without my realizing it, there's always been an element of randomness as to whether or not Fluffy was going to spawn. So you would, you know, go into Carter Hydro Dam with a little bit of uncertainty, like, is there a wolf or is there not? Because I have definitely played at various times in the Long Dark's development history, playthroughs where I go into Carter Hydro Dam and there's just not a wolf. So it's not... Hi. Demon wolf. Where are you, Demon Wolf? I heard you. It's under the bridge. Oh, nope, it's right there. Hi, Demon Wolf. Hi. Come here, come get some. Not so tough now, are you, Demon Wolf? It's the final episode of this miniseries, and it is on. If these demon wolves... these demon wolves want a piece of me, they're gonna have to go through my little friend here. Alright, so we're gonna make our way towards Trapper's Homestead. This is not terribly far. It's not. If you know where you're going, it's relatively straight line. Actually, use this as a bit of a guide. Because right now you know where we are, even if you're new to the Long Dark. If you want to know how to get to the Trapper's Homestead, watch from this moment on. So the Carter Hydro Dam's behind us. You saw where we went. We just crossed the bridge, and now we are heading down this direction. Oh, Mystery Lake, my old friend. By the way, if you are new to the Long Dark as well, the way I just took down that wolf is one of many different ways that you can take down a wolf. It's my preferred way just because I'm not wasting any resources to do it. And you don't necessarily have to waste any resources to kill a wolf, but you could always drop a decoy in order to distract a wolf. Possibly long enough to... and by dropping a decoy, I just mean you hit the 3 key. Right now I don't have any decoys in my inventory, so there's nothing to do. But you can drop a decoy, and that's one way to kill a wolf. But you can also... wait for a wolf to chase smaller prey and sneak up on it that way. So it could be chasing a rabbit, or it could be chasing a deer, and you could take out a wolf while it's feasting on something. But usually, if I need to kill a wolf for any reason, oh no, don't tell me it's gonna be like this now. I need to go this direction, game. Don't do this to me. Oh God, every time. I've talked about this in the Long Dark before. Like, whenever I'm like trying to get somewhere in a set amount of time, whether it's because I'm trying to survive or trying to end a series or whatever it might be, like the wind is always going to blow in my face. Always. Without fail. And now there's wolves ahead of me. But yeah, I mean, to me, just getting down low, getting on the wolves' level, lining up a shot as they charge you.
Can't feel my hands.
I know, it's cold. It's just a very reliable way to do it. But you've got to be somewhat steady. The nice thing about it is that as they get closer and closer, you've got a better and better shot at just hitting them right in the face and dropping them. I mean, it's scary because if you miss, they're on your neck. But if you don't miss, they are guaranteed dead. Free wolf skin, free wolf meat, free wolf guts. Like, you're good. Alright, it is officially getting cold. Alright, we're blocked from the wind, at least. Because the path we're on just deviated a little bit, so we're not being slowed down as much as we were. I'm a little bit worried about that wolf over there turning around. Or that wolf right there. Actually, that wolf right there is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Where are you, wolf? Hi, demon wolf.
It's so cold. Wait, up a bit. No.
Gotcha. Alright. Just need to keep moving. We're going to take a pit stop in the campground up here. So, as you can see so far, if you're trying to get to the Trapper's Homestead, you don't know where you're going. It's funny, I've turned this into a quick tutorial on how to get to Trapper's Homestead. It is quite handy to know how to get there. So we've just been following the tracks so far. Following the tracks through the zone from Carter Hydro Dam. So if you know how to get to the dam as your starting point, or if you just find yourself at the tracks at any point, use the tracks as your starting point for this guide. Now, at this point, we are heading away from the dam. The dam's back that way. There's the derailment. And we are moving towards the camp office, which is coming up on the left, which is going to be a nice spot for us to take a pit stop. Beautiful soundtrack, as always. I am currently sprinting, because I don't feel that I have a choice. I need to get inside. We're also pretty tired, which is not helping. Feels like 11 degrees. We are nice and cold right now. Alright, so here's the camp office. Rails are back that way. So we're going to step in here. Front door it is. Hey, there's not a dead guy. That's refreshing. Never happens. Okay, so let's... Alright, there's a bedroll. That's nice. Alright, so we're going to come in here and... need to do a couple things, really. Let's go ahead and eat this tomato soup. Because I just need to eat things that are heavy. Because it'll free up the weight. And these cans are definitely heavy. Alright, now let's drink a Stacy's Grape Soda. And looks like I should be able to drink another one within reason. Perfect. So that's going to put both of our meters right up to full, like almost on the dot. 11 calories short of being on the dot. And now we're going to sleep for 8 hours straight. Recover some condition. Recover some warmth. And then this puts us in prime position to get to Trapper's Homestead. And actually... I'm going to drop some stuff so that we can move at a normal clip. Hey, painkillers. Come here. Alright, so let's have everything sorted by weight. I'll keep the rifle on me just in case I need to kill a wolf. I'm going to put the hatchet down. I'm going to put the lantern fuel down. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to refuel the lantern first, just for safety's sake. Just in case it's like almost... Oh, no, it's fine. Never mind. We're good. Drop. No, not drop. I'll put stuff in here. All right. Put that up. I'll put this cloth up. We're going to put the bedroll away. Pry bar, I'll keep on me. Simple tools I'll put away. And that really should be everything. Go ahead and put this lantern fuel up as well. Don't need that many flares. I've had a few of you call me out on that. I know. Let's go ahead and put some of these crappier sodas up as well, because they're all... This is £1 each. Okay, that's good enough. We're shy of 60 pounds now. Moving in a much more normal... Oh god, that's beautiful. Almost forgot what it was like to move at a normal speed. Okay, so let's head to Trapper's Homestead. So we actually are not that far from it, believe it or not. It's just a matter of knowing where you're going. So, I can't believe I've turned this into a random tutorial. Nice. One of these days, and you guys let me know how you feel about this. You know, I did a survival school series in Subnautica, and I learned a lot from doing that. And I called it survival school because I want to make it a thing going forward. You know, whenever I play a particular game a lot and I feel good at it, especially if I've played a lot of content on the channel, I could do like a survival school series in Long Dark, for instance, or a strategy school series in a strategy game that I feel particularly proficient at. Just something like that. So if you feel like, if you're watching this and you're new to the Long Dark and you want to learn just some basics that you feel like maybe you can't get at by watching pure Let's Plays, or if you want to hear just some concentrated commentary on what I'm doing to get started and the kind of things that I do in order to, you know, get a game going in the Long Dark and get your feet on the ground to where you can survive for longer than a day or 2 or 5 or 10, let me know, and I'll be happy to consider that for the future. It's something I've obviously thought about, but at this point, you know, to an extent, I still want to wait maybe a little bit, maybe until after the game is even out before I do that. Maybe that would be a nice thing to do as kind of a celebration of the game coming out. That would be nice. But yeah, just you guys let me know what your thoughts are. But anyway, we're going to use this last journey as this series as a mini survival school on just how to get to Trapper's Homestead. So as you can see, we're just walking to, what's that? What is that? Is that a dead deer? I think it's a dead deer. It's just at a weird angle, laying on the snow, so it looked like something more. Or maybe it's just rocks. It's just rocks. Well, that's weird. I feel like this is new. I've been seeing these rocks laying around, and I've never... I don't know. I feel like that's new. That's a new addition. Anyway, so yeah, we're heading down the tracks here, and now we're at the end because you can see the tunnel collapse. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down here into this ravine-looking place, and you want to kind of hug the rock wall on the left if you want to get to Trapper's Homestead. And by the way, there are other ways to get to Trapper's Homestead than just this. It's not like there's one single way. It's just I'm teaching you, you know, if you are on the main areas, like what's the quickest way just to dart back to Trapper's Homestead. And this is how I usually do it. So notice we're kind of hugging the rock wall to the left here. We're not going out into the woods this direction. We're staying here to where we can see the rocks. And notice that if we do that, the terrain stays kind of low. Off to the right, it becomes a hill going up that direction. There's the top of the hill right there. I've joked about that hill before because in a personal playthrough of the Long Dark a long time ago, I left my my bedroll up on top of that hill at one point. And because I don't know why I put my bedroll down on top of the hill, but I needed to sleep at one point. There wasn't any bad weather, and I needed to survive, and so I slept up there, and then I proceeded to leave it. And then I remember I was playing the Long Dark later on. I think this is a body. Yeah, it is. I was playing the Long Dark for a Let's Play, and I was like, oh, this is where I left my bedroll. I tried to find it in that playthrough, and I couldn't remember, but this is definitely where it was. I can tell you right now. Anyway, sorry, I digress. As you can see, we're still staying in the low ground, hugging the rock wall here, coming off of the tracks, which were back in that direction. So let me just make sure you don't get disoriented. We're staying along with the rocks on the left, Haven't really deviated much. And if we cross over here, I believe we're going to be looking at Max's Last Stand. Which, this is a nice way... Yep. Oh, we're also going to be looking at some freaking wolves. Hang on. I'll finish that in just a second. Got a wolf to kill first. Jerk. Alright, so this is Max's Last Stand. When you come here, it's a single tree in the middle of a clearing, and there's a dead guy named Max. Max, I believe, is one of the graphical designers working on The Long Dark. Maybe not graphical designers, but he's on the development team. His name's Max. And this is his last stand. This is where he died. Alright, so now when you're in Max's Last Stand, and you've crossed that hill, you can cross over this hill, this little slope, and boom, there's Trapper's Homestead. Now, just because I know some of you are curious, you're like, well, what if I can't quite recognize as well as you did where Max's Last Stand was? What if I just keep going? What's going to happen to me then? Well, here's the answer to your question. We're just going to keep following the rock wall here. And you'll notice it's starting to climb. The rock wall is getting lower and lower, so there's your landmark if you're not going to use Max's Last Stand. And then you're kind of going to get a natural slope here, taking you into this clearing here. And you should recognize that clearing as the clearing outside of the Trapper's Homestead. I'm not saying you should feel bad if you don't, but like, once you're experienced enough of the Long Dark, you will recognize it. But then even if you didn't go down into that clearing, if you just came up to the top of this little hill that I just crested, that hugging the rock wall practically leads you to. See, there's that hill right there. If you just come up here, there's Trapper's Homestead. You can't miss it. Unfortunately, I don't see a jack-o'-lantern, but we found a jack-o'-lantern, so it's good. We're fine. Oh, this house. This is just such an iconic spot. We got to see what's in it. Before I end the series, we have to see what's in Trapper's Homestead. I'm not just going to get to Trapper's Homestead and end the series. We've got to see what we find. Okay. Let's put the gun away. Rifle cartridge. Accelerant, flare, sewing kit, snare, energy bar, orange soda. Again, we're playing stalker mode, and it shows.
Okay.
Because there's just so much stuff. Hey, pumpkin pie! Oh, it's so cool. What a nice welcome back. Found another one of the pumpkin pies to end the series. We found the first one at the very beginning of the series. Found the last one at the very end. What a great bookend. That's fantastic. Alright, let's open the drawer here.
This will come in handy.
Alright, we gotta open the safe. We have to. It's a requirement. See if I can do it in one go. You gotta believe. Oh, wow. First number's high. All right, 59 is the first number. Gotta do it in one go. And the second number's really low. 59. If it's 1, I'm going to laugh. Oh my god. It's 2. 59, 2. There it is. 59, 2, 38. Open. How about that? Expedition Parka for our final find. That's even better than the Mariner's Peacoat that we found in the beginning. Really, really nice clothing item. So we're going to go ahead and just, we'll harvest the Expedition Parka. We don't need it. I can't not. All right, I've got to get this thing ready to go. We can't repair it because we don't have. Oh, we don't quite enough cloth. Okay. Well, the series is over anyway. It's not really a major sticking point. But let's end on a comfortable note, shall we? Let's go ahead and let's light a book on fire. Finish up this series. This has been interesting. I'm glad we found one of the jack-o'-lanterns. I hope you guys that were watching maybe got to play a little bit of 4 Days of Night as well. I'm on the fence as to whether or not Stalker was the right approach for this miniseries. I do think that it allowed us to definitely have a bit more mobility that we might not have had in Interloper. But then again, the really high-calorie candy made me second-guess that. I don't know how abundant the high-calorie candy would have been in Interloper mode. But at least we ran into some wolves. And almost got eaten by a bear a couple of times. That was fun. But again, I do want to mention also for those of you who might have been frustrated by the fact that this was a quote-unquote mandatory event for the Long Dark. If you're a longtime player of the Long Dark and you had a playthrough going, and all of a sudden here comes this random Halloween event that alters your playthrough, and you either have to start a new game or you have to find your game has been altered by this. If it kind of caught you off guard, I think Hinterland has definitely taken to heart that that these things will probably be optional in the future. So you'll probably find a way to, say, okay, there's an event running. You can start a new playthrough, a new sandbox game in the event game mode, is I imagine what they will do in the future. So for those of you frustrated, I'm by no means the voice of Hinterland whatsoever, but they're developers that I respect the hell out of, and anything that they kind of have said on Twitter or said on Steam or anywhere to kind of further clarify what's going on. If I can help get the word out about those things, I definitely enjoy doing so, because they're a developer that I very much enjoy supporting and that have been supportive of me. So that's where I'm coming from there. So if you are frustrated by that, just know that they have heard the criticisms there, and I think that they will at least strongly consider doing optional stuff in the future. So anyway, that's just a note on the optional, not optional. I think it's been a fun event. I might play around with it a little bit more on my own before it ends. And of course, I've recorded all this while the event is going. So when you're watching this, it's over. But I have every opportunity. As of right now, while you're hearing my voice, it's like a time warp is happening right now. I can sit down and play more of this, even though this episode's going to come out after it's all over. This is like some Quantum Leap stuff going on. That was the Scott Bakula show, right? Quantum Leap, is that the name of it? The before Scott Bakula was Captain Archer on Enterprise. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along if you're not subbed already. If you missed what I said at the end of the last episode, or if for some reason this is the only episode you saw, I've got more Long Dark content coming right around the corner. Against All Odds Season 2 will be concluding with its final 10 episodes. That's been a long time coming. I've had other stuff in the 6 p.m. slot that I've wanted to try, but also Against All Odds Season 3 will be starting sooner than you think. I think as soon as Hinterland releases their next patch to the Long Dark, if it is in line with my schedule, I will strongly consider starting up Season 3 in November or December, maybe January if that's when the patch comes. I'm going to try and time it with the release of the patch, but that's going to be a full-fledged Interloper miniseries with no limit to the episodes. I might even die in the beginning. I don't normally like to play against a LOD series after a death, but because Interloper is so brutal, it's like, well, if I die on day 5 and we have to start over, then I'll keep the series going. I just think it'll be an interesting new way to approach the Against All Odds series in its 3rd season. So thanks very much for watching. Again, comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next series.